Hello and welcome to Tardis VR game, which has been released on the internet. It's one of the greatest things I think to hit the Tardis scene for a while now, and this is available to download for virtual reality headsets, but also on your PC. So I don't have a VR headset, so I've had to download this to run on my computer. Didn't take much to get going. I had to change the resolution by creating a shortcut and changing the resolution using targeting. But anyway, let's go ahead, look around this TARDIS. So opening the doors then, it of course there's bigger on the inside portals, something we would not expect any less of now that this has become even more widespread. But inside it looks fabulous. The textures all look very familiar. And, the outside, not the greatest, but this is designed for a headset, not a 4K or Ultra HD display. So around the console then, there are animations going on all over the place. It's very difficult, unfortunately, to interact with this using your standard keyboard and mouse, but it's still possible, just requires some positioning. So let's go down the stairs and clipping is a bit difficult. You sort of have to spin around as you go back up the stairs, but it's still entirely possible. A few glitches there, not to worry about. Then spin up. So then going back over to the console, we can have a look at the doors, or we can have a look at the handbrake. So let's do that. So you sort of hold control and then with the mouse sort of alternate and try and get the clipping of it. And if you get it right, you can make some sound effects, which sounds on this are actually really good as well. So then, with the axis almost right, we can throw down the handbrake or the physical lock. And do the same for the other one. It's always very satisfying when you get it right. It's much easier to do in VR, so I have seen. And thanks for my Discord for get my attention on this. So there is the rotor control, and we can get it up with a pretty cool sound effect before throwing that wonderful switch that makes everything come to life when I eventually can make it go. Throw it down and everything comes up to life. The time rotor moves up and down, a bit unusual, but it's not to worry. And see that spinning. Very different to what the current TARDIS looks like. Obviously we look forward to seeing that hopefully in a game at some point as well. So upon walking back to the doors, what can we see? Well, we have got into that handball episode, which is from the girl who waited. Quite a strange one in my view, but it's good to see that we can move location. The time glass there doesn't actually do anything at the moment, but the TARDIS materialising the wall, still big on the inside. And then we can walk along into a toilet, because of course the TARDIS does need a toilet after all. The Doctor does have to, urinate occasionally, I suppose. Then opening this door and looking on the left, you can see the Doctor's crib, but I didn't sort of show that very well. And then we have a smaller scale version of the TARDIS model. Imagine they just, in the engine, which is made in Unity by the way, just Control A and then just shrunk it down. That would be very strange. And a very unusual model of the TARDIS, looking a bit outwashed from the windows there, but nevertheless. And a Dalek eye stalk. Oh my god, it's still on. It's terrifying. And some more space junk lying around. Ooh, so now we're going to walk into the corridors, and oh my goodness me, there is a Dalek. Wow, what is it doing on our TARDIS? That's just not acceptable. So we can follow that and it will make a sound. It kind of glitched there, but if you find it walking? No, travelling around, you can have it ask you to leave pretty much. So then back into the console, we can play with some more levers, which I have managed to try and get working. It's very difficult to actually use this. Then we can spin around on the helmet regulator as well. And also notice the sonic screwdriver, which is lying around, or lying in the little and throwing the TARDIS again. Where will we end up this time? So we seem to be materialised in underground. This looks like where the master was kept. There's some bottle there which you can interact with. Very dark, but it's quite satisfying to be able to move this around. Hopefully the controls can be made, because obviously this would be really fantastic to use as like a normal PC game rather than VR. Going back into the TARDIS then. Let's go somewhere else, but where shall we go? So we've materialised and we're in orbit apparently around Earth, looking very nice down there. In fact, the atmosphere very blue. Don't think it quite looks like that in real life, but well, I mean, who am I to say? And materialising again in the rings of Akaten, as you can see through the pyramid. Well, I'm sort of looking at the space TARDIS at the moment, which is pretty cool. But yes, look, what amazing music in this episode as well. Fantastic. That looks really, really cool. So back into the corridors, and we are walking towards what is the engine room of the TARDIS. It's quite noisy in here and a bit scary, not going to lie. But yes, it's great that there's so much detail on the inside of this TARDIS. So then we're walking again to another corridor, and there's this crack in time and space. An amazing episode here where the CGI was really on point, incredible. But let's go back in because it's quite scary and noisy. So the TARDIS wouldn't be complete without a swimming pool, which thankfully we can find right here. You can sort of teleport as well to get out of the swimming pool. So, going around the other side of the TARDIS, we reach what is the observatory. Amazing to be included here with a telescope. Look how much detail's been put into this, and the texturing is really, really nice. Even when I've upscaled the resolution beyond what it's supposed to be, it still looks really quite nice. Sort of jump down here to the electronics. Probably shouldn't have done that. There's a platform here. Let's go back and do it properly by pressing the switch, which can be found right here. We press that, and the cogs actually spin around and point the telescope. There we are. Isn't that great? And we can see the crack in space and time. So yes, that is the TARDIS VR. The latest thing and greatest thing perhaps to reach the TARDIS marketplace. The BBC never has ever made anything quite as good as what the community has. So, link in the description to download. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.